Hey guys, it's your favorite Donabout here, and today we got ourselves a doozy. We got Godzilla, IDW Comics versus Deathwing, World of Warcraft lore. Let's begin. I'm going to start off with Deathwing here today. So Deathwing was one of the former guardians of, well, pretty much Azeroth. Unfortunately, he was corrupted by, unfortunately he got corrupted by this evil Titan. By the way, he's got his powers from the Titans, and this is actually going to be interesting because he later surpasses them. Deathwing is so strong, right? Just like so incredibly strong. This dude caused multi-continental destruction by simply flexing. Like waves, tidal waves, and all these things were just happening. All these natural disasters across the entire planet were just happening because he flexed. That's not all that happened to Deathwing. Deathwing was so powerful, right, that the dragon aspects couldn't beat him. The dragon aspects are actually one of the most powerful forces in the World of Warcraft history, okay? These guys were, they were so powerful, right, that one of these guys, matter of fact, all of them together simply couldn't beat Deathwing. Even when they managed to even try to, they thought they beat him. This guy comes back from all that they've done. And he's just like, so y'all ready for round two, right? Oh no, y'all weak? It's a shame what's going to happen to y'all now. So this dude is actually one of the most powerful beings in World of Warcraft lore. This puts him above Illidan. Actually, it stated that Illidan even stated that his power wasn't even a match for him. And this definitely puts him above the Lich King. This probably puts him above the Sylvanus. I think Sylvanus Windrun, who actually tore holes in reality by simply shattering the Lich King's helmet. So, yeah, Deathwing is definitely one of the most powerful beings in the World of Warcraft universe because these characters casually destroyed planets very easily. And if you guys have watched my updated version of Illidan Stormage versus, what's his name? Oh, Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, right? I also stated that Illidan Stormage, right, was able to beat Sargus, okay? And Sargus was the one who killed the Titans. Now, here's another updated portion of that. Now, like I said, Sargus being able to kill the Titans who fight Void Lords are interesting. That would definitely put them at universal, if not borderline multiversal, with like a couple kinks. But now it's definitely like multiversal because here's another thing. The Titans have fought Elder Gods. Elder Gods. Yeah, I think you guys get where I'm going with that. They fought these elder god-like beings who can exist outside of existence itself. So this means they're beyond time. This means they're beyond time and space. So these Titans, right, were able to not only fight these guys, but actually wind up killing a few of them. So yeah, these here's the craziest thing. Deathwing surpasses that. Yeah, this is some interesting stuff here. These elder gods, were basically like fighting these Titans in like a long war here, and then Sargus winds up killing the Titans, who are equal if not slightly above the elder gods. And then Deathwing and the other aspects go on to surpass that, and Deathwing goes on to surpass them. Deathwing is also incredibly fast. He easily should be faster than light, if not many times faster than light, as he's faster than the other. He's pretty much just above the other aspects entirely. This has been shown by the other aspects not being able to beat him even together, and them needing like a literal sorry, excuse me. They okay, so let me tell you how they beat him, right? So Deathwing was beaten literally the same way Ultron was. Yeah, so he and Ultron actually have something in common. And this is comics Ultron, by the way. So they had to go back in time to grab a device he had already destroyed and bring it back in order to beat him. And even then, they had to extreme diff him. Okay? They couldn't even beat him in a regular fight. They had to go back in time just to grab something in order to beat him. That's how powerful he was. And they even stated they couldn't stop him without it. So this means Deathwing was just so astronomically powerful, more powerful than probably any threat in World of Warcraft history, that he was just casually no different these guys. He was also able to fight against, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I'm probably butchering it. It's Garlic Lord, Garlac Lord, which was basically this supersized dragon that the other aspects couldn't beat, and Deathwing was actually like doing the most damage during that fight here. So again, Deathwing is also incredibly versatile. He actually has telepathy, being able to drive entire kingdoms into chaos. He has powerful fire breath. Like, I don't think that shouldn't be underestimated. He's more powerful than the other aspect lords when his fire breath, actually dealing damage to Gark Lord and the other aspect lords, the aspect dragons themselves. So that means his fire breath should be at least universal to planetary. He's able to open lava pools above him, beneath his opponents, and he's able to fly with fire on his wings, showing he has a very great manipulation of pyrokinesis, and he's actually able just to set areas on fire just by simply flying. Him simply flying as well, by the way, can cause like continental damage, if not multi-continental. So, sorry about that. Deathwing definitely cements himself as a very dangerous powerhouse. Let's move on to Godzilla. Godzilla is the king of the monsters and one of the strongest beings in comics. Okay. Today we're going to be using the IDW version, and he's been able to slam around monsters such as Gigan, Orga, Humongous, Monster X. He's able to throw around these monsters that are casually able to planet bust. He's been able to defeat the Greek gods as well. Characters that have been able to defeat or even shown to be above the gods. So Godzilla definitely cements himself as a character on par with the Greek gods, if not on par, above the Greek gods who, have their own lore, such as Zeus and the rest of the Titans. Zeus and the rest of the Olympians have been able to fight against the Titans, including the likes of Kronos, who's been able to pretty much beat Uranos, who's created the entire universe. And has actually been able to stop chaos itself. So you have your little AP and attack potency of a multiversal being right there. Godzilla is also incredibly durable, being able to take attacks from monsters with weaponry such as Gigan, Destroyer, and the likes of any monster with like bladed weapons, Megalon as well, and Mechagodzilla. And he's actually been able to heal from this as well, being able to regenerate attacks that actually affect the molecular level. His atomic or nuclear pulse has been able to shown that he's able to use this as an AoE. Actually, he has been able to control the AoE to certain radiuses, to a point where he could actually reach around city-sized, or pretty much just keep it near him. He actually used this as a defensive measure to pretty much keep opponents away from him, or to pretty much get attacks off of him. He's incredibly fast, easily many times faster than light, being able to dodge Gigan's laser pulse, and has actually been able to react to Rodan and Batra, who are some of the fastest monsters out there. He's actually incredibly skilled, being able to fight against multiple monsters at once, and actually shown that he's really good in hand-to-hand combat. Godzilla also has his atomic breath, which has been able to damage and even kill Space Godzilla, harm Monster X, and these are characters that can actually move in space and actually move through stars as well. He's actually been able to one-shot the God of War Ares with it, and actually been able to destroy the Nemean Hydra's heads with them, even killing Yamato no Orochi, who scales to Ikuzagami, a character that can split time and space in half. So again, Godzilla is incredibly strong and incredibly powerful. He's been able to overpower monsters as strong as Ain Gears, who's been able to damage Destroyer. Monsters as powerful as Kumonga, who's been able to restrain Gigan. And these are all monsters. Every monster that I name here has at least been able to show they've been able to bust a planet, or if not, been able to damage characters like Space Godzilla. And Space Godzilla, for scaling here, was born inside of a black hole while being bombarded by supernovas, even as a low-end feat that is borderline universal at best. If not, you could actually say that's like galaxy level, considering the fact that it states it was bombarded by countless, meaning not just one, but just multiple, countless supernovas over and over and over again. When Godzilla is enraged, he enters this state kind of like Fire Godzilla. This Fire Godzilla form has been able to literally take down a monster known as Vegeta, who was actually the queen of the Trilopods. Vegeta was able to take on and take out every other monster, and this means that Godzilla was the last one standing, and Godzilla actually managed to beat Vegeta with this power. Actually, like, if I had to pick, I think he like three-pieced her, 2 atomic breaths, casually caught her attack when she was like, you know, massively above him in like size and weight, and winded up finishing her with a nuclear pulse. Okay, so yeah, Godzilla definitely has the AP to show that he's a universal to multiversal level character in IDW comics. So let's begin here, and let's talk about if these two meet on the battlefield. Now, Godzilla vs. Deathwing is honestly one of the most destructive fights I think I've ever had on this channel. These guys are just walking, talking, natural disasters here. But let's go over edges here. Now, physically speaking, I would have to say these two do come relatively close to each other in terms of like physical strength. Durability. I would definitely say Godzilla is much more durable than Deathwing, simply by feats and showings. Now, in terms of speed, Deathwing easily exceeds that. He's easily faster than Godzilla by miles, okay? In terms of hacks as well, Deathwing definitely takes that. In terms of intelligence and battle intelligence, Deathwing also takes that. Deathwing can also become human and has actually lived among humans. Actually was such a keen strategist that he was actually able to invade the Aspect Dragon's last stronghold, which had a bunch of heroes helping defend it, along with the likes of Illidan Stormage as well, at their pretty much helping them along the way, and was actually a key member in defeating Garklord. So yeah, Deathwing's battle intelligence and strategic level is on a much higher level. So when these two meet, I do think it's going to be a very destructive and definitely chaotic battle here. Telepathy is not going to work on Godzilla, considering Godzilla's already shown telepathic resistance to the fairies, who have been able to mind control other monsters before, yet he's casually just knocked them out here. But I do think Deathwing is going to win here by being not only the better fighter, but by being smarter and more strategic, and being able to kind of outwit Godzilla in order to take the victory here. It's going to be a long and hard-fought battle here, but with just what they've shown, I do think Deathwing definitely takes majority of the wins here. Simply put, he's got more hacks. He'll be able to open pretty much a pool of lava under Godzilla, kind of just sending him in it, and then bombarded with fireballs. Godzilla will have his atomic breath and may even get Deathwing a couple times, but after a while, I do think Deathwing is going to adjust himself to Godzilla, and then winding up eventually, and I mean eventually, taking the W. So Deathwing at least takes this at least 5 times out of 10, with Godzilla definitely getting a couple wins along the way. But again, the very first win would have to go to Deathwing. Peace.